Hi everyone, Gemma here. Thank you for watching today. So this video starts my Halloween / autumn inspiration. So probably over the next 2 weeks, I'll be sharing some projects with you. So it'll be Halloween and autumn, but it'll be a mixture of 3D projects and cards. So the usual of what you see on my channel. And we're going to start off with this cracker gift box. So it stands up like so. It's a triangle shape. As you can see, I've added the tag there with lots of bats and the word boo. And I've added some purple ribbon just to finish off. So a cracker doesn't have to be just for Christmas. It can be for any occasion. So change up your papers. This will work for birthday gifts, baby showers, anything you like. Just change your coloured cardstock and your pattern paper and you're good to go. So there's some lovely treats inside, but you'll have to watch the video to find out what they are. To make the cracker, you need a piece of cardstock that measures 11 1/4 by 8 3/4. Along the 11 1/4 inch side, I'm going to score at 2 1/4, 3, 3 3/4, and 8 1/2. Then rotate your cardstock and score at 2 3/4, 5 1/2, and 8 1/4. So for these score lines, you have a mountain, valley, and then a mountain, and the rest are mountain folds. So just go ahead and do that now. So we're working with a 1/2 inch tab here on the right hand side, and we're going to work left to right. So we've got these 3 boxes and this smaller rectangle at the bottom. So we're going to free up all these pieces. So move your way across to the first score line and cut up to the first score line. Then again, move over to the second score line and cut up to the first. Then on this last piece, we're going to cut up the third score line, rotate and remove that rectangle piece like so. So we freed up these 3 pieces. Then if we rotate and we have a 1/2 inch tab here at the bottom, we're going to move our way to the first score line and cut up like so. We're then going to skip the next score line and go to the third and cut up to the first score line, and then we're going to cut across and remove these 2 squares here. So I'm just rotating my cardstock and trimming along the score line. So you're left with 2 tabs here. So just cut a wedge into those as we normally do with our tabs. Just remove any bulk and then we won't have anything showing. So you should now have a piece that looks like this. Then we're going to work on the top of the cracker. So where we've got our valley fold here, so we've got mountain, valley, mountain, we're going to fold on the valley fold and fold it in half like so. Just rotate it around. Now I find the easiest way to do this is to just cut across. So I've cut through both layers of cardstock and I've just cut at an angle to the top score line, to the score line there at the top. I'm going to take a bit more off there actually, and then as I go along I'm going to cut triangles now. I'm just going to cut there and there. We can always trim this down further if we need to. I think they should be okay. And again, so we've got the score line in the center and we're cutting sort of a wedge either side of the score line. I hope that makes sense. So if you want to turn this into a working cracker, you would cut more teeth into these pieces. But this is a cracker sort of style gift box. So you should end up with sort of 3 shapes there. So if I open that back up and turn it on the correct side, you've got a piece like this. You can sort of see the top of the cracker forming now. Then lastly, we're going to work on these 3 squares at the bottom. So this center panel is going to be the front of the cracker. So what I'm going to do on this piece, so the middle square only, I'm just going to take a ruler and a pencil. I'm going to mark in the center of this shape. So mark at the center, which is 1 and 1, 2, 3/8. And then I'm going to draw a line from the top, from the first score line up, from the top corner there of the square only. So if I just fold these back, perhaps that'll be more helpful. So I've gone from the center point here to the top left hand corner there, and center point to the top right hand corner. That's going to be our cutting guide. So I'm just going to roughly cut this, but what we'll do, we will tidy this up once we've assembled the cracker. So you will find you'll have a little bit of an overhang on your pieces. So it's up to you. You can cut it as it is. You'll probably find you have a little bit of overhang and it needs further trimming. On the 2 other pieces, I'm just going to take about just over 1/4 of an inch off the bottom. And then cut a wedge into each piece. So you should be left with a shape like this. So hopefully it's making sense now. So before I construct the cracker, I will add my mats and layers. So I'll go through those with you now. So the pattern paper that I'm using is the Spooky Fun paper pack from Made to Surprise. This was from last year's Halloween launch, and I really like this bat print here. So these will form my mats and layers. So I've got some purple glitter cardstock here. So it's 2.5 by 4.5. So you want 3 pieces of that. Then for the pattern paper, you want 3 pieces of 2.25 by 4.25. Then for the top of the cracker, I've got a piece of 2.5 by 2, so 3 pieces of that. Then for your pattern paper, 3 pieces of 2.25 by 1 3/4. So I'm just going to take some time and go ahead and attach these while I have a flat surface, and then we'll come back for the assembly. So there's my mats and layers now attached, and we're going to work on the assembly. So it's really simple. You want to add quick grab glue along these 2 tabs here on your right hand side, like so. Fold the tabs over and just bring up the side. Turn it this way so I can see it a little better. And just marry those up like so. Hold that in place for a little bit so you can go in with your bone folder just to have a surface to push against. And then we'll do the same with this tab. Fold that over and marry those up. So just slightly pinch those in place from the top and then go in with your bone folder and push against that surface. You can then put the flat edge on your desk, fold these tabs up like so, and just go inside and burnish those sides down. Just double check you're happy with the placement. I think that's looking pretty good. So I am just going to take those back up because I'm not happy with these wedges. There's not enough gap there, so I'm going to really take a larger chunk off there. So I'm just going to do a dry run now, which I should have done in the first place. Yes, I'm much happier with that. So I'm going to just reapply the glue to those tabs and pinch them together like I just did. I flipped the cracker upside down, so we're working on the bottom now. So we're going to leave this triangle in its true form there, and we're just going to do a dry run on the rest of the pieces. So as you can see there, I've got quite a bit of overhang, so I'm going to have to trim these down now a bit further than anticipated. So I'll just take another wedge off there, and you want it to sort of sit inside the box, so I need to take a little bit more off this side. Sorry, I'm slightly off camera there, but you can see I've trimmed that away so it sits nicely inside that triangle. No one's going to see that, so don't worry too much unless they're really looking inside the box. So I'm happy with this one. Now I need to work on this next piece. So again, try and get in shot this time. Trim that down. And just check. So I need to take a little bit more from this side. And a little bit more from by here. And just check that that sits over the top there. It does. So I'm happy with both those tabs. So I'm going to attach them together using some Collal glue. This will help strengthen the base. Sorry, banging the camera there. And then we're going to fold this last one over, and as I said, you will have some overhang like so, but we're going to trim all that away now, and we'll tidy up the bottom of the box. I'm just going to open my cracker up, and I'm going to go inside with my bone folder and just press down on those layers at the bottom of the box. So they're now securely in place, and all I'm going to do is trim from the top, and I'm going to follow the edge of the gift box like so. And just cut along the other side. If I flip that up, we've got a perfect triangle. Just a little bit there. So I'm really happy with that now. So this is the front of our cracker where we folded the edge over there. We don't have any joins. The tab is at the back there. So So I'm just going to bring in some treats. I've already popped some inside. I'm just going to add a few more inside the cracker there. So I've tied off the bow there. I'm just going to move it around to the front. So you can see that a little bit better. Just pop that to one side now. So I've gone ahead and I've cut a circle in black cardstock and also one in white cardstock in stamped boo. The stamp that I used is from the Turn and Reveal collection, and this is the Halloween stamp set. So I've used that stamp there. And then from the Halloween icons die set, I've cut some bats as well. So I'm going to create myself a little tag. I'm going to attach these 2 layers together. So I've just punched a hole there for my eyelet, and I've got some black ones here. I think I'm going to use one of those. Sorry for the rustling. There we go. There's my eyelet added. I'm just going to add some of the bats. So I've just tied the tag at the back there and just gone around the purple ribbon. So doesn't it look really good? I'm pleased with it anyway. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, you might want to hit the like button, leave a comment, or consider subscribing to the channel. If you do subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future tutorials. I'll try my best to link the products in the description box below. Once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!